message and it's not one that you want to hear. But I'll admit the very content has me grinning ear to ear. It took me moments of perception to discover. Before my partners were now partners, thus they both must die with one another. And did I cover that? I really hate to bust your bubble. Look out, baby, here I come.
No one expects
No
it.
one expects it.
They
Nobody
have
can
no
see it.
idea.
And that's why it's so fun and
We're so
surprising.
hidden,
when
and
out
no
of
one,
nowhere, we
no one
just.
can.
Hello, friends
everyone.
and enemies. Welcome to another stream. I see the chat already. I'm Zach.
I'm Ida.
It's great to be back, and it's great to have you guys back. Hello, Kat. Hello, Ava. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Anthro. Reb Productions, or is it R-E-B?
Robin, I believe.
Oh,
As Reb
yes.
Productions.
Mom, hello. Sister Anthea, hello. Guys, I think this is going to be a good time. Now, full spoilers ahead, and this is really only for the people who have neither caught up on the story nor even heard the album, because there's definitely spoils in the album itself. So I don't know why you would be here and not having known about either one of those things. It might be fun.
It'd be impressive at this point.
We're like final act, basically. We're gonna wrap the story part up next week. This is a little sweet spot where we've found a lot of things out, including some pretty heavy news for our masterful villain. Now,
a somber adjusting of the glasses to the news.
Indeed. So, the characters of Archie and Josie have been sneaking after Harold, who betrayed them through various needies, and they were presumed dead because Harold killed them both. But they survived the attacks and went on a vengeance spree. So that's where this last song came in. Here Comes Trouble. That is Harold's song, where he gets to really stick it to him and show that he's known about it the entire time, because you don't just pull one over on Harold. That then
he died.
Then he died. Yeah.
Then he died.
Then he died. But we have something very special right now, because he might not be as dead as you all think. We have... Glad we have these glasses.
These are fun.
These are fun for really just giving it...
Just giving looks.
The old extra pizzazz.
Yeah.
It makes things curious. Fine folks, there's been much anticipation for our guest this week, because, in fact, we have back from the grave Harold
the Diamond
Helsinger! Warmest welcome, warmest welcome.
Here, it's so smoky!
Oh, Harold.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Ooh.
That was the best entrance ever.
That's perfect. That was perfect.
So good to see you,
Mr.
buddy.
H. Damn, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, boy.
It's good to see you. Look, it's been a little too long, and you know, you had a couple of rough patches there. But who hasn't? You know,
I do.
I I know you felt for a long time. I mean, you ran the city. You had that little.
Ran is kind of.
You mean the past tense part?
Yeah.
You run the city.
Yeah.
You run the city. All right.
Yeah.
My apologies. You run the city.
Who owns the bar?
Mr. H. It's
This
named
guy.
after him. It's the rough, the diamond in the rough.
What you were saying.
Well, you know, you've been running this place for a long time. You got thrown in the pen. You did a little bit of time. You got out. You got to spend
I
some
had
time.
to take care of something in there, is all.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, you know, there's been some rumors that you didn't know it was happening. That maybe you were
I knew all along.
double crossed. Maybe you know you.
Is this being recorded?
No,
No.
it's for posterity.
No.
Yeah. Don't. Well, look, you had some time. I'm sorry to hear about your mother, by the way.
Who?
Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah,
Sweet.
she was nice.
She was nice. She was a town favorite, a neighborhood favorite. You know, I miss her. I know her well, not too well. So
Yeah. Loved working at her flower shop.
yes, you did. Well, so then you meet these two people, Archie and Josie, who were unrelated to you for a long time, unrelated to each other until more recently. I think you're contagious. I don't normally talk like this. It just kind of started happening. So,
Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's easy to want to be me.
I feel like my eyes are sparkling.
'Cause
a
I'm
little
like-
extra too.
Pretty cool.
These are the facts.
I own everything. I'm rich.
It's true.
What else do you need?
I mean, you know, I have a flower shop anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gave you
The
gave much
nicest
of it.
of flower
Rumors were you
shops.
gave a lot of it off to maybe charitable things.
Yeah, I got a charity.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so nice. That's really big of you. You know.
Yeah, I'm a big guy.
Well, that's,
It is. You know, we got a couple of. I wanted to show some of your early looks. Some early looks I found. I found some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those were my younger days.
This was one of the first. We're gonna just scoot us over to the corner there if you can still hear us. This was one of the first depictions ever seen of you publicly.
It's true.
This was some.
Yeah. I had more flesh on my face at that time.
Yeah, you're just as toothy.
It's just as toothy. It's true.
Just as toothy. There was another one. This one I think was interesting because you had in this picture you have two sparkling eyes, and I think
Well, that's ridiculous. I'd be blind.
That's a good
yeah
point.
yeah I thought the same.
I think
mean
that's
it's a nice.
exaggeration.
It looks
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
It'd be diamond eyes.
Right, not diamond eye, and that would
Right.
be silly.
Yes.
Oh, this was the portrait you sat for, if you remember. Years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to sit a while.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they made me sit so long. I don't think that guy made it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. That's why it's not finished. You can tell. It's
Yeah, when he was down to my torso area, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And he said, what? And I said, you're done. And then that was
Oh
it.
no.
Oh, yeah. You know, there's no
Oh.
signature at the bottom of that drawing
No.
either. That's for good reason.
Also, I like how he
suppose.
took and put flowers where the gun was.
Yeah, we had to
Well.
church it up a little bit. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Since you got out, you know, we had to make sure that there was
Had to
proof.
keep your reputation pristine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, we got a question, which is directly to you,
Yes.
from Anthro. Wants to know if he has permission to call you Sparkles, sir.
I mean, is it a respect thing?
Ooh.
There's no teasing happening here.
I don't
is there,
think there's
Anthro?
any teasing. I think it's nothing
there's
but
no funny
respect.
Because if it's
Business.
respectful, I don't see why not.
It seems.
I'm flashy.
Mm-hmm.
I got this thing,
Sure.
you know. Which, did I ever tell you how I lost this thing?
A lot of people have been asking, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
How
had a
did
lot
you
of
lose
people
it?
ask.
Not telling.
Yeah, that's why you never told. Let me cross that question off the list, all right. You didn't hear it here, folks.
Perfect.
Oh, Robin wants to know, Mr. Helsinger, how do you keep your teeth so white and perfect?
Paint.
You know, because we're in the 30s. I think that was the fix at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was dental
They're also
hygiene.
wood.
That helps
That
too.
helps. The wood sticks to it much
Sure.
better than. Oh, good. Oh yes, it was all with respect. So
One must respect sparkliness.
this is true. Somebody noticed in this first sketch that it said the cigar must ash glitter, which is a special feature of your cigars. I don't know where you get those, how you make them.
I have them custom made for myself.
Sure.
Okay. Is it gold? Is it sparkles? What is the ash?
It would be really expensive if it was gold.
Yeah, I mean it just.
And you know, I'm a bit of a cheapskate when it comes to actually spending money. I love to make it,
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
frugal.
but I don't pay nobody
And
nothing.
you keep it.
Not even what they're worth ever.
That makes sense.
I'm not surprised. Oh, that's
I-
good. So it's not real. It's not real gold.
Not everything that glitters is gold.
Oh my! I want to do this to myself. I should have known better.
All right, Rodrigo Cookie Monster says, "Dear Mr. H,
Cookie Monster. Huh?
what would be the best vengeance according to you, sir? Also, is
Oh.
the diamond genuine with admiration?"
It is
These
genuine.
questions are asked.
It is a genuine glitter bombed piece of plastic. That's like, yeah. True vengeance. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. How much time we got?
We got a little bit of time.
Okay.
We got a
Yeah,
lot of
this
time.
is.
Check this out. I bury them both.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Both of us?
Well, I mean, them both.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Archie and
There's
Joe.
two of them.
There's two of them. Period.
It's perfect vengeance.
That's good vengeance.
What if it doesn't go your way? Because there's word that didn't go your way. A lot of people think it didn't go your way.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know how that happened. Well, I know how that happened. It's the dang vampires.
Oh.
Sure.
They've
So-
been a menace to this town, and I've been trying to clean it up, doing my best, killing them all.
You're doing a service.
So they got to you. They got you. Did they get you? Did they bite you?
There's an army of them out there, man. I'm just one guy.
What about your goons?
I told you don't pay them what they're worth, okay?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So they're not doing
It's
great.
the high turnover rate, I would assume, for goons.
Yeah. Yeah, they in the door, it's like a revolving door.
Oh.
It's like Panera
So
bread.
so hard to keep a good goon these days.
How did you first come in contact with the vampires? Robin wanted to know.
All right, remember that first picture you showed where I had a fuller face?
Sure.
Yeah, this one.
I was about that
So
old.
people remember.
Yeah.
And there was this really old lady who tried to seduce me.
Okay.
And then she tried to bite me.
Oh. Pretty fun.
That's how.
That's
What
how
happened?
that was the first one. That was the first one. All right.
That's how it happened.
Have you seen her since? Is she...
Well, there's a trick. You take a wooden stake.
Uh-oh.
And you stab it
Yeah.
right in the heart.
Legends are true. There's
Legends are true.
so
They don't like sunlight either.
Mr.
Also-
And I could stay
Yeah.
up really late.
Mm-hmm.
And she stayed up all night with me.
Oh, nice.
And I just kept on you know, trying to just keep her up. Not in a weird way, just trying to, and then she was like, oh, hey. And I'd be like, yeah. She's like, I need to go to bed. And I'd be like, no. And then the sun came up, she died, and I was like, it's real. And that was my mission.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
To get a vampire to forget that they are supposed to go to
Yeah.
bed before sunrise.
Look at
That's
this
fair.
face.
That's
Charming.
fair.
It's
Very
charming.
Look at
charming.
these smiles.
Yeah, just as a reminder, this was the age.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you couldn't do it now. It's just so people can get to the visual, the difference here. It's not much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not much
I
difference.
still got it if I, kinda, sorta. I mean, my eye is, it's not, it's weepy sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a piece of plastic or diamond inside my eye.
Right. You gotta adapt. It gets a little infectious.
It's worth it though.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Got a sweet nickname out of it.
Yeah, that's gotta be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of your name,
Looks
and
pretty
actually,
cool.
and a question that Anthro had: where and how does one hire a vampire or vampire slayer? I presume you've done business with both. Now, I couldn't help but notice your name, Mr. Helsinger, resembles a certain famous vampire slayer. Is
Yeah.
this a family trait? Is there any connection?
Well, I mean, everybody has an uncle who fought in the Revolutionary War, right?
Right.
Sure.
Well, this guy just so happens to have a great-grandfather who might have been associated and or the brother of a certain Helsing guy who killed Dracula back in the day.
How fun.
Maybe.
Like I said, everybody's got an uncle.
Everybody's got that one
Everybody's
uncle.
got that one uncle. Well, it's an extra honor that we got a celebrity here.
I
And,
feel like I'm the famous one though.
Sure.
yeah.
Like
well,
I feel like it
yeah.
really starts with me.
In
Sure.
many ways,
I
yeah.
don't
Yes.
need to fill nobody's boots.
You've made a new name. Did you add the ER?
No.
Okay.
My creator did.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Was it Mary?
Mary Helsinger.
I guess.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, good. We're gonna get there. Wormsand wanted to know about the wardrobe. We're gonna get into wardrobe. Not yet.
Soon.
Anthro's never made the connection that your name sounded similar to Helsinger. Singer.
Helsing Van
Never.
How?
of the Van variety.
I don't know. Maybe it's you do have a lot of nicknames. It's easy to forget what your actual surname is when it's Mr. H. stands for Helsinger, of course. Mr. Helsinger, the diamond eye, sparkles.
Mr. Powell.
Ooh.
Mr. Pow. I
Nobody
forgot to
called
put
me
that in the book.
anymore.
Was
In the
that
joint, they'd call me Mr. Powell.
Pow? Mr. Pow. I wish I had a real pow. But pow. This you gotta remember that the flower was originally a gun and not a flower. Mr.
Yes,
Powell, okay,
Mr.
it was
Powell.
worth
There
it.
you go.
Worth the bit.
Yes.
Worth loading those in.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope you're laughing out there. Oh yeah, too much focus. Good. Well, I guess that confirms it. You are the first. Nobody thought of your great grandfather or great uncle.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic.
You're the first.
Join the club. Jillian, hello.
Jillian.
Welcome, Jillian.
Pow, pow.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
It's just habit.
Old habits.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Oh yes, your enemies call you trouble sometimes too.
That is true. That's one of my favorites. And the gals call me trouble.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I love this. Well, look, Harold, I know you have I don't want to rush this. I know you have some places to be. You're a
I
busy
do.
man.
I have places to go. It's so good to see you, Ida.
It's so good to see you.
So good to
Harold.
see you, Zach.
It's good to see you.
I feel like
Harold.
you both had my back the whole time.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
I feel like I could really trust you.
Sure. I hope so.
yeah.
I feel like I don't have to shoot you with my pow.
That I would really
Oh,
appreciate.
that for sure you
Not-
feel is
you
right.
You don't have to
Yeah,
do that for
confirmed.
All
sure.
right, I gotta go get in my limousine.
Okay.
All right,
Which
all
is
right.
wrong.
Hey, stay in
Yes.
touch. Don't be a
Yeah,
stranger.
don't be a stranger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well-
Yeah.
Hey, get out of my way.
Hey, get out of his way. All right, folks. That
man.
was Harold,
Harold.
the Diamond Helsinger Jr. Folks.
Oh, yes. Rodrigo says, it was lovely seeing you, Mr. H. I'll shout it so he can hear it. It was lovely seeing you, Mr. H.
Whatever.
Hope we can bootleg something and bury someone alive someday.
Aw.
Anytime.
And
Oh.
many claps. Many claps. for
Hooray,
Mr.
Mr. Powell.
Mr. Powell.
Good. Well, you know, we told you once, we told you twice. We have 2 guests today, don't we?
We sure do.
And it's not us two.
Nope.
Fine folks. I hope you've kept those paws warm. Keep on clapping. And welcome to the curtain.
The curtain seat.
My brother from forever, Andrew Ferrin.
And a Yay!
Oh!
Yay!
What's up, y'all?
How are you?
I'm good. Did you see
Good.
that big limousine out front?
That was
Oh
wonderful.
my god.
We don't get a lot
Who's
of those
that?
around here. I don't know. Somebody calling himself Mr. Powell?
Mr. Powell.
Yeah, I don't
What a
know.
dork.
That's what I heard.
Jeez, man. He did. I mean, the driver looked scary, man.
I believe it.
He looked very underpaid, though.
Take these up.
Yeah.
Definitely not being paid what he should be.
I heard some shouting proudly about that.
Oh, no, dude. Some people.
I know. Well, Andrew, how are you? Still well? I like that you chose that one. Did you?
Me too.
Out of the 4.
I couldn't do the purple one because my wife thinks Donatello's the lame one.
Oh,
So I had to go with the right one.
poor Donnie.
Rafi, he's rude.
He's
but
a real
cool,
rude dude.
But rude.
Cool but rude.
Well, we have many things to talk about. Many more things to talk about. First of all, everybody, this is my brother. This is my big brother.
This is the brothers Ferrin right
the
here.
brothers Ferrin sitting here before you.
I'm taking these off. I can't see on these things. They look
Those are
very
slick, though.
cool. but
Everything
they are-
was.
Do you want to wear them? You
No.
can.
No, thank you.
There, we have
Oh,
colors
I'll try 'em on.
of all
I
types.
have to try them on.
My eyes need to adjust to the color difference now.
Mm-hmm.
Trey says that I look good in sunglasses.
Well, what do you
I'm a
think?
glasses
Trace?
kind of person.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
These are also just really fun.
It's
glasses,
really hard to
too.
not be cool in these.
It's
for sure.
true.
Those are
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we had a couple of winners a couple of weeks ago for these, and we did a little drawing. We would like to, because we had Harold here, because we have Andrew, would like to do a second drawing, because we have more of these glasses, so we're going to do more of that.
Okay.
And if you recall,
Yeah.
that was, you can exclamation point, diamond eye, I think was the one.
Let's find out.
We're going to find out together, aren't we? And Nightbot should tell you
Fingers crossed.
what for. There it is. You just got to Venmo us $5, and then we'll do a drawing
it's
next
only
week
$5
to find
Exactly.
out who gets a pair of these. So, Mr. Ezekiel and Ava won the last two, and they were very lucky folks. So if you want one, just toss them in there. For every one, you get a one. For every $5, you get a one vote, a little ticket. So anyway, this is my brother Andrew.
That's me.
Now, there's so much history of making stuff together, not just with Harold, obviously. This has been the most recent. As many of you know who know me personally, or know me from social media, my day job is at Ferrin Ironworks, which is owned by Andrew Ferrin. Just celebrated 70 years or something.
I think it's 70.
70. 70
70
yeah,
years.
Yeah, it's so does metal art,
been at this a long
fabrication,
time.
blacksmithing,
You look good for your
welding, all of the like. And started it in our parents' garage many years ago, 70 years ago.
70 years ago.
And,
70 years ago.
and that's what we've been doing ever since. We built, he helped to build many of the stages for Fable Cry, or when we have done Fool Me Once live. The whole backdrop and all of the backdrop that you see in the Dune segments of this whole set that we're playing with the full band was built at Ferrin Ironworks. There's
But even before that, he made 2 separate appearances in music videos.
Oh yeah. So that's just the building side. As far as videos, I feel like
Or has it been more than 2?
oh, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
Because with Fable Cry, that was several years into even like just pulling you on board to
Sure.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I say pulling as though it was hard, but
No. It was
but you always wanted to, and we always going back slightly, Ryan Renborg, Surly Urchin Productions, when we started making short films and music together, and then music videos, even predating Fable Cry, oftentimes we would need someone who was large and strong and often bearded, and we knew a guy. And, so we would do timed film competitions. We did a handful of them. He was in several. We were in several bands together in high school. Some of them that were only behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were good, though.
Yeah, look out. Rothmont 2025.
Dude,
Look out for that
please.
album. This guy taught me much of what I knew at the beginning of playing guitar. He taught me a whole bunch at the beginning. And we played in bands together, and then eventually started Fable Cry, kept playing, and then anytime we had a music video that we needed a big, strong guy, we knew a guy. So the first one was Hobo Wicked Fix, which was our second music video ever of Fable Cry. And the whole cast was playing too. If you, I don't know who's seen it, but it is one of the early ones, and it's very DIY and charming. And we're
It's
just
very
playing
charming.
a bunch
That
of
was
little,
in the old mill space.
yeah, back
in
when
the
the
day.
shop was in Lebanon, and
Oh wow, so old at the first shop.
yeah,
The first mill.
well, the
Wow.
first shop that was in our parents' garage,
Right.
the first
Yes.
legitimate shop that was a hole in the wall and part of a wall.
And then a hole in the ceiling and barely walls.
So a hole in the floor. There
And
was
it
a-
hasn't improved.
It was a hole. It was a hole, and it was great. And it was a big old mill space that had been shut down years previous, that we were renting out of. And yeah, so we made this video, Hobo Wicked Fix. It's about two rival scamp gangs, and there was a lot of overlap in actors. So you played two different
I
characters.
did. I played Breaky, if I recall correctly, and I don't remember who the villain was. I don't even know if he had a name. Did he have a name?
It was, I believe it was, could be.
Could be. Could
Yeah.
be, should be. All right, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
It
so
could be.
if you know the song, you know that the lyrics were ridiculous, and there were names such as Breaky and Could Be as the characters. And
Very
you
scampy
even
of
you
you.
even agreed to shave your chin for it, for one of the characters, because we wanted the
Wow.
two
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, we
were
had to
supposed to
film-
be separate.
Remember, we had to film the one with my beard on, and then I had to shave, and then film the other one with the beard off, or the
Same day, right?
Same day.
Yeah, yeah, because we had an afternoon to film that whole thing in, so.
Not much has changed, I guess.
Not much has changed.
Yeah.
The jacket that you were just wearing, not the one that you wore for all of Harold's stuff, but the one the one Harold was wearing.
Right.
Yes.
Sparkles had a jacket that looked a whole lot like Could Be's jacket because it may have been the same one.
Oh, totally.
I just realized that
makes
actually
sense.
in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
very
yeah.
moment. That was not
It
like
felt like-
let me mention the jacket.
That's right. That's awesome.
We've been recycling. Somebody asked about wardrobe.
Yeah. How
Much
fun
of
is
it we've
working on
been just recycling for
You
like 10
should
years.
see this place. It's just mountains.
I know. What you see is the
I know.
curtain, and
Yeah.
then it's just kind of
a
it's
pile
piles.
of laundry, essentially.
One of these
behind
times we'll
you.
do a very behind the curtain, and we'll move the curtain, and it'll just
Like, oh God.
we're like,
and a pile of-
oh no, past band members are still in the piles. We're like, there you are.
Oh gosh. Anthro wanted to know what styles of music you guys played pre-Fable Cry.
Ooh,
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Right?
That is fun. Yeah, because the first, so when I first started playing, you had already started playing guitar. Our dad played guitar and taught us both, and then but he played mostly folk music, folk 70s, John Denver, Jim Croce, Gordon Lightfoot. So that's kind of was our beginnings, and then you got an electric guitar, and we had other friends who played electric
It was
guitar.
one of the high end, Fender Squires.
Oh yeah, the Bullet, I believe.
It was a Bullet.
It was a real POW.
I don't know that joke though.
Ida,
What?
it's worth lingering on.
Say it again.
It's not worth lingering. Ow. All right, it was a Bullet. Squire Bullet. Look out. It was indeed.
What was the
and then
first thing? I mean, I guess the first thing we did. What was the first thing?
the first thing I think was the. I mean, we started as soon as I got an electric guitar and we found Drop D. We just started making stuff and learning stuff. I mean, it was a mix because we really liked folk music too from what our dad taught us, and then we loved metal, so we learned the entire 2 guitars of Master of Puppets. That was a song we used to play together.
Pretty cool.
And I had a bunch of Rammstein and Ozzy Osbourne and Godsmack.
Oh heck yeah, all of them. All the good ones.
Yeah, it was 2003. What else are you gonna do? It was fantastic, and so then Ryan and I kind of started a band, and we needed a second guitarist, and we were jamming together all the time, anyway. And you had a day job. I was not working yet, so we played a couple of shows together, and that was with Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem was the lineup,
Yeah.
and I only played 1 or 2 shows because I was not very good, really. And I also was very not good on stage at that time.
I think you were good. I think you're being modest. But
Also, you only played 1 or 2 times, so.
we only played a few times. Yeah, yeah. We went through. That was back when Kirsty, our original violinist, was playing bass guitar, and then Ryan, who's now a videographer, and Surly Urchin, he was playing drums, and so it was a big like. All of us have just been juggling roles for a while of what we're doing together. Yeah, we played. Actually, we just spent the weekend out at our parents' house with the family, and I found because Grandpa had kept the little playbills from those high school shows, and I found LCA's Got Talent playbill. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're out there, Ryan or Megan, but LCA was a school that they went to. A co-op. This is getting into very behind the scenes, but played a talent show and as Carpe Diem, and this was a lot of folk. We were the heaviest thing they had ever seen.
Had ever heard. It was
we didn't even have
great.
vocals back then. It was
blew
just
some
it was just
minds.
loud instrumental
Melted some
music
faces.
at you.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Ryan's sister was playing keyboard. Man, it was great.
Yeah.
So things like that. Anthony, yeah, you know what we're talking about with drop D. You find it, and then it's just, and then you have to relearn how to actually play the guitar because you get lazy with it, and you just play everything with drop D.
I never went back.
And then,
That's awesome. Actually, from what I remember, we played that, and then for a minute and a half, we did like this folk band called
Yes, we
Graphic
did.
Noodle.
yes, and
Graphic noodle.
Graphic Noodle.
and it was graphic spelled graphic, and then noodle with a U-D.
Oh,
E-L.
saucy.
Yeah.
So
And it was funny, too, because the name was highly influenced by Flight of the Conchords. The name.
yeah,
Makes
just
sense.
yeah, we approached it thinking this was going to be a funny
band. And then I like wrote a whole bunch of like really ridiculous folk songs that were so dumb. And then it was just,
Romantic
like,
poetry.
Yeah, bull crap romantic
Yeah.
stuff.
It was great. It was like
So dumb.
no, it
I
was
love that.
yeah, it was like
Quickly got out of that. Let's just move on.
it
Quickly
was
got
like
out of
the
that.
music of Tenacious D with like the lyrics of Iron and Wine.
Right? Oh.
I want to hear that.
Yeah,
I have asked for forgiveness.
It's
of the
probably
universe.
on.
It's pending.
The music gods.
Yep. It's probably on MySpace somewhere. Music's still up there.
Oh god.
And then we made a band,
So embarrassing.
Rothamon.
Now that is the opus. That's my opus.
This is
And your
now.
opus.
This is a
Well,
bit
not
of a.
yours. You have things on
This
it.
is a no.
You can claim that as
Yeah,
this too.
it's my
I think
opus.
you
Yeah,
have to
no.
say that.
Fable Cry's pretty good, but Rothamon, for those who should know but don't, is the name of Conan's sword that we named a band after.
That's right.
And we wrote a handful of songs, and we never played any shows. It was just us.
It would have been too hard for people to understand. It would have melted everybody.
It was not. It would have been
To
too.
death. It
Too
was like
much.
definitely heavily influenced by Death Clock for sure.
I want to say, and I could be wrong. This might be my own narrative I'm trying to place on it to hold on to some form of originality. But I feel like we started writing stuff right before Tenacious D was
This
absolutely
is true,
a band,
actually. This
but it was
is
right
true.
before Death Clock
Yes,
and
it is true.
Metalocalypse aired, and we wrote a few songs and very much like Cookie Monster vocals, and then
That was great.
it was great. And then Metalocalypse came out, and it was like
That's true.
they did this.
and they did it better.
So
Sometimes
better
that happens.
they might
Sometimes that happens.
yeah, well,
We had a song called Flying Machine. Then they had Hatrocopter.
right.
It was like,
It was
oh
right there.
man,
Oh,
Hatred
wow.
copter.
Hatred Copter.
Yeah. Same.
I would have called it Hatrocopter.
I like that better.
Yeah,
We
me
would've
too.
called it.
We would have
Yes.
called it.
If you want to,
Brought
you
them
can
on.
just use this bar.
Can
That is what it's
I
for. Please.
pour more?
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
I appreciated you trying to keep it like out of frame and stuff, but really that's
Oh, yeah,
just silly
it's
at
okay.
this point.
Here.
It's fine. I'll put my tea up here as well.
Yeah, it'll be something we can all.
It'll be
It's
like,
like
we're
a
all sitting
barricade.
together in a bar. Just like old times.
Jillian was in a band in high school, a punk band called ADD.
It's very on the nose, Julian.
Cool.
Yeah, if you can find it, it's probably somewhere.
We never got much done too.
We only had like 3 songs. We had Flying Machine. That's all I remember. Which one? What is that?
Oh, we had. Actually, this is fun. We had "Gimme Gimme Guts," which was a zombie
Yes.
song. Which
My brain just filled in the Britney Spears song of "Gimme, gimme guts, gimme guts, gimme, gimme guts."
oh, I love that. That
Just
can,
immediately.
That can be the pop remix. So
Sorry.
this was a it was a song about zombies, and actually a lyric you wrote, you gave me permission to use for hymn number 15, Fable Cry's first album, a song off of Fable Cry's first album that was about zombies.
What was the line?
It was I changed the Who was
Yeah, you
bitten.
did, you
I
did.
changed the Who because we were talking about it. But
This was a line you wrote? What was the line you wrote originally?
Oh, dude, let's see. I don't remember what I wrote because I've now it's kind of been replaced by because what did you say? It's Timmy.
it's Timmy.
But it's
well,
also
it's Timmy
somebody else.
and Darcy.
Yeah.
Darcy was bitten and she lied. Now 2 more of us have died twice.
Right.
And that was the line. It wasn't Darcy. I changed because that's what the song was singing about. In
I don't
ours.
remember who it was, but it wasn't lied. It was just and lied.
No,
And 2 of us
I
have
think it
died
was something
twice.
like he was bit, then he motherfucking lied. Now 2 more of us have died twice. Cue breakdown, which then
That's awesome.
That
That's
breakdown
epic.
I wrote for that song. I then used as the breakdown for Zoo of No Return off of the second album.
Pretty wicked.
5
That's
years
awesome.
later. So I know I've said it before that I've been chopping up and using old ideas that are 10 years old. Case in point, those are 2 other examples.
It's a great way to do it.
That you might hear. So if you hear Rothamon's new album in 2025, and you're like, wait, this just sounds like a mashup of Fable Cry. Know that it probably came from
Probably came from
Rothamon. And then I just split it and spread it to the winds.
It's okay. It needed to be used. Some of that stuff for sure. There was even a breakdown I actually heard just the other day while listening to Show You Where the Monsters Are. There was or not breakdown, but there's a part in there where it's that like, it might be from Silver and a Wolf actually, which isn't mine, which was your band's when you were.
This
DNA?
was-
or Flailing
was still
Shillelagh at this
Carpe
point.
Diem.
It was still Carpe Diem when you did
Yeah,
that?
and then Flailing Shillelagh. 'Cause we used the same songs. We were one of those bands that
Couldn't
changed
find the
like
name.
a member, and then we changed the band name, but we only had the songs we had written,
Right.
so we just kept playing those.
You just kept
and like
changing
adding
band
like
names.
one song when we'd change the band member. Yeah, I feel like I just broke that habit, but
You did a good job.
You've
Thank
been doing
you.
Fable Cry forever.
Very good job.
no, I know. I mean,
Fable Cry's been around a long time.
a long time. Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Fable Cry.
Fable
fishy, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy. Oh, thank you. I caught one.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So that was. Were you talking about the?
The dun 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 dun.
Oh yes, 6 feet.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep, 6 feet off
6
of this
feet.
one. Off of Fool Me Once. That riff during the verses was a song initially called Vlad.
Oh,
that
that's
I
right.
wrote.
That wasn't Silver and Wolf.
Yeah,
That's right.
years ago. I was listening to
Vlad.
Silver and the Wolf recently, and I'm like, I'm gonna steal this so hard.
You need to. It's a
There
killer
are a couple
song.
of Silver and the Wolf with
Just
werewolf
sing the whole dang
songs
song.
that Ryan and
It's
I
so much
wrote.
fun. Y'all
I wrote
did
the,
such a good
the,
job.
The music. Ryan wrote the
That
lyrics.
song made me stop playing music.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Hated music now.
I know. No. It was a point where I just wasn't doing much. And Zach was progressing at a particular rate. And you know how it is when you're not keeping up on your skills, you tend to just stay at one level. And so Zach was kind of at this, I was here one time and Zach, let's pretend this is it. It was like this. Right? So at this point, he hit Silver and a Wolf, and I heard that song, and I was like, awesome, I don't have to contribute anything ever again. Because all the cool songs are being made. I don't even have to worry about this anymore. All I gotta do is throw my headphones in and play. Like, legitimately fine. Not like, oh,
the thing that never was.
The thing I
nothing like that.
loved.
Like, legitimately, it was more like, thank God. I can give. I even picked up the guitar tonight. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
play
I'm
it.
like,
while I was putting
I'm
my
like,
face on.
boing, 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 boing.
That is not
That's-
what it
that is
sounded
not
like.
accurate.
That is
No,
not
you can still
accurate
play.
at all.
It was.
He's still.
You
was
can still
lovely.
play. No, I was thinking about this actually just over the weekend because we got to hang out with our sisters, and and our parents are very musical. Basically, every one of us in this family are very musical, and everybody tried it at a certain point, and then genuinely was just like, I'm good, like, and moved on to other things. Yeah, it just happens that I don't know. I'm the one that just wants to do it the most.
Right, and
But
also,
I'm not the
I get,
best in this family at it.
I'm
you
pretty
guys are all
lucky
very
though,
talented.
because I get to be like the mascot. I can just
Yeah.
walk in, do stupid things for a minute. Like a minute. I don't even have to train hard. I don't even like to, I just basically go in. I mean, don't do any work. I throw a mask on and just do things. It's pretty easy.
Well, that's where basically when you're like, yeah, I'm good with music, we're not gonna do this anymore. I was like, all right, but like we're still gonna do stuff together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still gonna like drag you into stuff and make sure that we're still making stuff, whether it's stage things or we need a big strong bearded guy. So we did Hobo Wicked Fix was the first one that he was in, and then when we came around to the second album, we had You Ain't My Baby No More, and
Right on cue, Tracy.
Yep. He
Yes.
was the devil that drove the tandem bicycle, because I had a tandem bicycle and needed somebody, a big strong bearded guy, to be the devil, and that was a role you slid into pretty well.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
Um,
No, actually, I wish the thing about Ain't My Baby No More is there's just so much that's going on through the whole thing, and I'm sure you guys have spoken about this, but it's like, just like from beginning to end. I mean, the idea that I'm sorry, just like can I speak about this?
yeah.
Please speak about
So
this.
basically, the idea is legitimately Ryan Renborg is running backwards to try to keep up with Zach in frame. This is one shot, as y'all know, one shot downstairs, and I am behind Ryan, just making sure he doesn't fall over. We're
Yeah.
running together. I have my arms like I'm holding him like this. We are embraced.
because it's in one take. So
Yeah,
it's-
I'm in my devil costume, holding Ryan, going down these stairs like this weird ventriloquist moment, and he's like filming, and we do it like 100 times, and at the very end when Zach, falls in the water, pulls the umbrella, and everybody crying because I'll never see you again, and then he hops on the bike. I literally had to like run from letting Ryan go. Ryan jumps in the car that has the deck lid back up like this so that he can film as Zach jumps on the bike, and I'm on the bike as if I've just been sitting there the whole time, but really I literally just was off frame, just running to the bike to get on it, lighting a cigar, and then I'm like, take off, and we roll around as we're getting followed, or like side followed, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
the car
yeah.
was
The
right
car's
here.
beside.
Yeah.
We're right pedaling along.
So cool.
Ryan's in the back, and then has to like hop out when the car goes by. I jump off, hand
pull the
you
sheet.
pull the sheet
That's
off
been
the
signed,
typewriter,
and I'm like, oh yeah.
and then you sold, baby.
It's
Oh.
just the most impressive video.
It was. We did a full. It
It's
should
so
still be on there.
impressive.
Surly Urchin did a full breakdown
Mm-hmm.
of that video, and we
Oh, that
We
would
did
be
that
cool.
last
I don't-
summer, right?
I don't know
yeah
if I
did it
saw
last
that.
summer.
I
I
didn't see
think
that.
it's still on Surly
That'd be
Urchin.
awesome.
It was the episode he had me on with he and Allison, and kind of went play by play to describe some of that. So, man, it was the coolest.
So good.
It was so much fun, and that's
Cool.
what I mean. That is definitely part of the advantages to being family and growing up, doing everything and knowing what your limitations are,
Sure.
which are
None.
none.
Doesn't
I
happen.
was like, I know you're willing to do. You're just willing to make it happen, and that's helpful, especially when we're making weird things that asking strangers to do is sometimes fine. I mean, is what we do is cool and it's professional, but a lot of the time it's very ramshackle or like just we weren't expecting this, and you have to be kind of game to just go for it. So finding the right people who don't get in the way of that momentum, and be like, hey, who's stepping in, and which is a huge part why Fable Cries worked with Ryan and with Andrew,
Okay.
and and Ida, like our team our team has been around for a long time
We
because
have
we
a
just
good
work together
team.
so well. And anyone new who has come on definitely has to pass a certain
Vibe
Yeah.
check.
test.
Usually,
Yeah, the
usually
vibe check. It's like
it's a 6-week
ah.
boot camp.
it's like
They
are
have
you
to
gonna
live here. They have to
complain
shave their
about that?
heads.
Exactly.
Just like in Fight Club, you just have to sit on the porch for days until you're finally accepted. You
Sleep
got
on the
boots,
floor, but you're not allowed to lay
black
down.
shirt.
It's
All right, get in here.
it's perfect.
Yes.
So, yeah, so that was a blast with Hey My Baby No More, because that was something we knew. Like, Ryan is like,
The most game.
he's the most game as well.
The
And it's
most
just
game.
like, yeah, I'm going to throw myself backwards down this.
We didn't
this
even fall.
Stairs.
We did it a dozen
No,
times.
there was
and
one
we didn't
time
fall, did we?
that at the end of the second stairs, right after I fall into the pool, there was one time where you ran to the bike sooner than, not too soon, we just thought
I
it
left
was
him
soon
hanging.
enough. And he had another little, like 3 stairs. So Ryan was like, yeah, I'm good. I can do the 3 stairs. I'll hop down those. Didn't know there was
We
a
did.
wall
Right.
right at the end
Right.
that
We only
he
had
like
yeah.
didn't quite cut the corner and just like slammed right into that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then it was like, all right, we'll do it again, and then you had even less time to run and jump to the bike because you had to carry
okay.
him down that. So
I don't
yeah,
even- yeah,
there was
I
no
had-
time.
That was funny, man.
Rodrigo, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
He's got to get back to work.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
May it be a good shift.
Indeed.
May you make all the money.
Mm-hmm.
May you be paid what you're worth. Hopefully, he doesn't work for that diamond.
Right, heard he's the worst boss.
I heard that too. I heard nobody wants to stick with him.
No way.
Well, speaking of Diamond Eyes,
Yes.
Oh.
I want to know a little bit about you. I mean, I was there for a lot of it, but I want to know some about, like, kind of your development of the character and your contributions to the character, because we've seen the sketches. I don't want to hijack the conversation at all, but like
No.
we've seen the sketches,
Yeah,
the
'cause
early sketches.
We had yeah, I'm sorry.
I ruined everything, didn't I?
Throwing a wrench in the
I
whole
It's fine.
completely
We gotta
threw
go.
a wrench
We
in
gotta
their
go.
brain.
No, yeah. Well, yes. So there was. I was just looking at my folder here.
Because I know you have a bunch of things you want to get to.
Well, no, that's a good question. Just basically, yeah. What you've done a bit of acting with us, and I mean, we grew up with just running around in the woods playing
Right.
make believe, and
Right.
that went on until we moved out. Like that
That's true.
never really ended. We were very old and still doing
Yeah.
that. We we kept our sticks that were swords.
Yeah,
Forever.
last week.
This
I
week.
still got them. I
Like,
found them.
I love it.
I
We
found
found
them
them at our
at my
parents'
folks' house and took them to the house.
Yeah, we're like, oh,
So,
this
like,
was
this is
the
mine.
stick.
I have a bow staff that my broha Ben hit me right square in the nads with. Kept it.
This is true.
Kept it.
I
I was like,
remember
this thing has
There's
memories.
still you can see the dent.
You can.
where yeah.
It's like it's a scrotal dent.
There are two little.
I don't know if my hands are doing right. It's a scrotal dent
That's a pretty. Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Yeah.
for sure.
So that's the thing. Like, I'm always impressed because a lot of the people that we have on to do things are actors or other performers. You've done music. You've performed a little bit on stage, but you really are more of a natural than someone who has been super trained at it. Like you dive in and you do it, and it's always believable. And if there's a costume party, you assume that character. Like it's always been. I mean, the Fable Cry has been the most professional work you've done
Right.
in that way on
Sure.
the stage or in a video, and I'm always impressed because I have worked with a ton of people who would deem themselves professional who don't do it as naturally as
Right.
you do,
Sure.
and aren't as easy to work with, and are just like there's very little direction that needs to happen.
Well, half of the battle is that. What am I trying to say? Where people can get along.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like just chemistry
There
on
we
camera
are. That's
and
the word
stuff.
I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that, but also like I'm with Zach, where it's just like that was you were our first choice when we were talking about doing this. It was a thing of like, I don't know if he's gonna have time, but it can't be anybody else. Like, I don't even think we really successfully came up with any alternatives in case you said no. Like I think it was
Yeah.
just like, can you just check? Can you make see?
You want to do this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and because the first time you played Harold was 2019 for Fool Me Once, the live show
Right.
at
Right.
Oz Festival of Ghouls, 2019. So the first time was on stage, and that was.
Yeah, but to answer your question though, Ida,
Bad
here's the
Boys.
deal.
Yes.
All that really comes from though, really, I contribute my acting, the whole character to you with
Oh,
the
yeah.
mask. You created the mask, so it's very easy to just be like, this character,
This guy.
this guy has a particular like vibe. I mean, with the big scary smile, his weird diamond eye, his hat, kind of weird out, weird hair, stringy hair. It was kind of like, I just figured it's probably this. Because that makes the most sense. Definitely not a timid dude. The guy's big smile.
Sure.
He looks like very capable at scaring you and capable at, being very freaky. So in a weird way, again, it's kind of like when you get to have such a easy costume, the costume can kind of make the situation pretty easily.
Sure.
Like you can definitely find yourself in costumes that suck and you have to create it. Whereas I feel a little like it created me now.
How hard was he getting out of the character?
I'll tell you what, that was kind of wild. It was like this. Oh, that was hot.
Yeah. That's really so hot. We did you no favors with that. It was just here.
I
Have
know.
all the layers
And
under
furs
stage
as well.
lights.
And this scarf.
And dance.
Yep. And now dance.
That's all right. It was fun. I mean, but yeah, it's worth it and it was a blast. But I really do feel a little like the character kind of was so already there. I really think anybody who would have put that on probably would have acted the same way if they just let it happen.
That's being real nice.
Yeah.
There
I
are
would
plenty of people
say
out there
that
who
too.
shouldn't believe in themselves that well. No, it's not that easy, but it was for you. I don't know. I gave you a couple of like references and what the character was like, and then you put it on and you like did a little bit. I was like, "How's this?" I was like, "Yeah, that. Just do more of. That's perfect. That's the one." You found it pretty much immediately, and that does.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot.
But it
does help with the costume, and Ida, you did such a killer job with.
Well, so you showed the drawings, the early drawings. When Zach had first told me about the character, I was like, we were just kind of discussing like what each character was gonna look like, and so the preliminary sketch for Diamond Eyes was the double eye thing, because I was like,
this one was.
I wanted to draw what I had pictured before you described him. That was the thing that it was just like, I want to draw what is in my mind's eye before you give me any sort of physical description.
I want to say we
and so
drew these almost simultaneously. That like you drew the double and I drew this one almost at the same time or the same night.
No, I drew that one.
You drew that one?
Yeah.
It does say Ida drew this.
I'm pretty sure I drew all of it.
You drew the Mr. Powell one. You drew the flower one.
Yes,
I did.
it's in there.
You drew that one.
Sorry, that's the one I meant. Continue, Ida.
We'll fight about it later.
I drew it. No, I drew it.
No, I believe
No. See, that's my style.
Oh gosh. No, that was after, because that drawing was in tandem with the costume sketches we were sending to Anthea.
Yes.
Where we were kind of nailing down the shapes of everybody. It was all based on shapes. But the double eyes was actually the first thing that Zach said. He was like, well, it's just one diamond eye. It's not both. But that big scary grin was always going to be a part of it. That was just always what I pictured, was that weird, like, kind of turned down at the sides, but like just unnaturally large smile was always going to be a part of it, and was always what I had pictured in it. And then actually, this mask was...
Oh, you have his head!
I do. Is it okay that I show this?
Yeah, here. And I have a picture of the sort of original.
Did you have
time
the original?
That we... yeah, it's not a close-up on it. This was the first time we got the mask. And if you can see, this was the first kind of costume test where we took the drawing and the sketch, and then, you know, it was before we got this mask.
Oh yeah, okay, you can kind of see it.
And found this jacket. Already actually the scarf Anthea, our sister, made for Christmas many years ago. It was like, well, that fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And then found this big magnolia that had that hat. Anyway, so we kind of compiled these, found a few things.
So I did this mask. Very brief backstory. We had we needed a mask for the revamp of The Good Doctor for Festival of Ghouls 2017 or 18. I don't remember which one now. But I took a mask that was like the Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus, covered him with sculptor coat and like paint and fingernail polish and all sorts of things, and just sort of refabricated the mask with a moving jaw that, like, the jaw hooked over my ears. It was a completely separate piece. It was a very inefficient mask. And so, like, it worked at the time. It was great for what we needed, but I learned a lot from that mask, and that was completely, like, necessary to move on to this one. So this was like a creepy clown mask that's like, it's made of plastic, and you can actually, if you get close up to it, I don't know if you want to hold it up, you can see the lines.
If I get any closer, it'll get out of focus.
Oh, that's true. But you can actually, when you're up close to it, you can still see like the lines in the plastic where
But you could probably...
there was clown makeup painted onto it. But you can see the little plastic rivets with the...
Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
The train is back.
Not just the seam, but there's an actual indentation sort of.
Yeah, there's actual...
a Joker scar sort of thing.
yeah.
That runs along.
and he was never meant to be seen up close, which is funny. Like, this was very much for the stage.
This was for the stage.
So the intention was never for this mask to end up in a video. And then, you know, COVID happened, so we made adjustments. But
yeah, so we had to use it again, and yeah, because initially I think the idea was to do. We had done prosthetic stuff for previous videos and for live, and it just was going to be, because we designed it for the stage first. The mask idea just made so much sense. Yeah, it has to.
I mean, look at it. It's pretty easy to be like, this guy definitely acts this way.
Yeah, and then I was
does.
just completely playing with it off screen. I didn't.
Yeah.
But
Whoa.
Yeah, and then he's got this diamond eye.
Which the
that Ida
diamond
threw
was the container for some prosthetic fangs. Like, it was for fangs
Yeah, you
that
know
we had
those
used
little,
on Welcome to the Joint.
If anybody's got those little inexpensive little things, they come in.
They came in a little
Wasn't
plastic
it?
diamond.
Wasn't it like
container.
in the show you handed this off, or no? You handed this to me because I was like, I'm gonna glue the hat on, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot
And
the
then you
hat
told
was a
Tracy,
separate piece.
you told Tracy you were like, make it glittery or something like that, and she was like,
Yeah.
I got just the thing, and she made all the glitter so it reflects.
Yeah, we
really
had
good.
put like some sparkles inside the eye, and they weren't showing up as well. And so
Right.
Trace made it really shine and really sparkly,
Yeah.
and she definitely fixed it to make it far more stage presence. So a lot of hands
Really
made
cool.
this mask,
Yeah.
and yeah, you can just chill up there.
You can just live there on the side there.
Anthro was asking about where did the idea of the diamond eye itself come from?
I liked the idea of. I think the nickname sort of came first, and it was supposed to be a little bit more of a metaphorical diamond eye, because he's greedy, his eyes are sparkling, all he sees are riches. That's what he wants. And then it was a choice to make it literal, because this whole world just got more and more cartoony. We definitely knew he was not going to look human, and was going to be either in full prosthetic to change the shape of his face, or to be a mask. And the mask ended up working better for a live stage where we had changeovers and things had to happen
It would
very
have been
quickly.
a nightmare if it was prosthetic every time.
Yeah.
I know.
That would have been so bad.
Especially with the
I don't
beard.
think it would have worked with the beard.
There are ways around it, but it's not
Are there?
comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not fun.
No, it
Lots
was,
of
It was
foam.
meant to be the mask.
You may not have done it more than once.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Would've
want to
lost
revive
you.
your
It's like,
bride?
No.
I lost all the skin on my face. I'm okay.
Right.
Remember how I made you shave that one video and then you lost all your hair from the prosthetic next time? Want to do it again?
And I'd be like, okay, bye. I guess we're doing this again.
Okay.
So the mask was never meant to be seen up close, much less be the cover of the album and be shot
Yeah.
in the video that we just premiered yesterday. So
Yeah.
or day before yesterday.
Well, and that's what I love about the video. Yeah, here's a snap of us.
Are you gonna play the video today, or is that?
No, but I am going to show some of the pictures that went into.
Yes.
Oh, which we need to tell that story of the rehearsal for Festival of Cools.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we do. Well, since we were talking about the, you mentioned the album cover and everything, so we were doing some, just
Diamond goes to prison.
just some different. We did a whole bunch of different pictures with Dune Baydun, who was on last week, who produced the album and everything as well, and he's also a photographer.
That was a fun shoot too.
It was so much fun, and
I
he and Lindsay.
Dune
are
was
the
like,
best, and
give me a cha cha cha.
yeah. So the whole time he's just like,
Give me a
he's just
cha
like, 1, 2, 3, cha. 1, 2, 3, cha.
Just give me a cha.
1, 2,
Okay,
3,
like this.
And that's the one that we ended up using for the booklet. That was, haha, Diamond goes to
Nice.
prison. Rumors of
Nice.
mutiny abound. Oh,
Dude, I'm telling you what.
oh, and then there was some other little. This snuck in from that time.
Oh yes.
Burning this picture of Josie and Archie.
Just holding it until further notice.
Until you come.
Actually, that was perfect. That was pretty cool.
And Lindsay had to be a mom. She's like, all right, it's getting too much.
It's too close. It's
Don't
too
burn.
much.
Yeah, Lindsay was very much not cool with it.
It's true.
Getting close to
She
your
was,
hands.
it was worth it. She
And
helped
Tracy's
so
like,
much
he
for that
he
shoot.
works with fire.
And then-
Don't worry
And
about
then
it.
that was the result there.
But then yeah.
Actually, that one was
so
good.
and it worked out so well
That's cool.
to have. I mean, like you said, Ida, the mask was not meant to be seen from closer than 15 feet away. You know, it was on stage. It was supposed to be far. And the way Dune did these shots and did motion blur, and we did, you know, it was a lot of long exposure shots
Good
that
blending.
just made it look so insane that it couldn't have looked any better had it been prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had done a full test. There's on the back of the booklet. There's a picture of Joe and I, and that was initially going to be the cover. And Dune was like, "It's good, but I feel like it's better for the back cover." I didn't disagree. It's like it was his idea. Let's get Andrew in here, and do some photos of Harold and see if anything comes out. And then, sure enough, it did very well. And we ended up using more than even these that I showed you for the booklet, and of course the one for the whole album cover. So
Yeah, there were a couple of options that were in the running. I want to say there were like 2 or 3 other options for that cover that were like, maybe this one, but then
Yeah.
it looked so good.
it looked
And
so
like,
good.
But I just love that photo so much.
I do
It's
too.
Killer. It's wild.
I do too. I know. I feel.
He's a magician.
And that's your handwriting, right?
Oh, it is. Yes, that's how I actually write things.
It's true. Yeah,
They were like, just write the way you write, because it looks like crazy.
Yeah, and we have. I think I have somewhere on an envelope that the initial thing that then Trace
Yeah. Tracy got a hold of it. And
threw
did her
in
magic,
and
man.
did some magic
Did
and
some
made it
cool
all
stuff.
look like it was written in like pen or lipstick or blood or blood. Yeah, it was perfect. I was trying to pull it up, but yeah, we were between so many different options.
That was cool.
And that one was
Yeah,
the one
that was
just
the one.
That was a cool
came
shoot.
together.
It
was
looked
a
like
group effort.
somewhere between a laugh and a scream, depending on how you were reading it, and it just looked really
Well, I think that Mr. Harold has
Spooky.
he is in between a laugh and a scream
right.
at all times.
It's true.
Yes. Nosferatu and Dr. Caligari were very big influences in this. So,
No doubt.
um,
Yeah, that's killer. Look at that, how it pops, that flower and stuff.
Yeah.
Doing some magic there.
Yeah,
That was
it
very,
worked
very
perfectly.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was just catching up with Andrew. What you just said, he said. True.
It was an influence.
It was
Indeed.
indeed an influence. Yes, some are more obvious than others. Those are definitely there.
do you want to talk about 2019 real quick?
Yes, I do.
Oh, the rehearsals and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had been leading up to the rehearsal. I think the one thing that I had told you about movement was just because we basically just had a dress rehearsal to run through it, and it was like, here's the mask, you know, we're like you said, I think that was the night that you took it home and glued the hat to it, and then Tracy fixed the eye. So he had just gotten the mask. I think the only thing I told you movement-wise was think Ratigan from Great Mouse Detective.
Which is very cool.
Which I was gonna like line up a couple
One
more
of the best
things, and you were
villains
like, "Nope,
ever.
got it."
No.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I think that was definitely a huge part of it, because when you said that, I was like, oh, heck yeah. That's like one of the best villains ever.
It really
You
is.
knew that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that
fun.
was a definite influence.
Like, okay, so we can tell the story from our perspective, but I am very curious about your perspective while we were running through this at the dress rehearsal.
Okay, you go first.
Well, we can tell it in tandem. So
Right up to.
So we just had the dress rehearsal. The band is on stage. I was not singing with them at this point, so I was in the audience, like trying to sort of direct as we were going and just give as many notes as possible. And
Yeah, you directed
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, you were like running everywhere.
the picture, the portraits that he had, you know, in the video that we premiered for last year's Festival of Ghouls, you see he destroys small portraits. In the stage production, we had huge portraits of Joe and Zach as Josie and Archie, and all we had said was it was just like, okay, so you're gonna go up these stairs, you're gonna be like prancing around, and then on these cues you're going to punch. I don't even know that we said punch. It was just like destroy the pictures.
Destroy said pictures.
And up to that point, we had just been kind of blocking everything. You know, it was like everyone that we were directing, it was like, you're doing like 50% of what you're doing. It's mostly about marking things, making sure you have the timing right, and you get the general vibe. And so, were you wearing the mask?
Mm-hmm.
You were wearing the mask. So
Yes,
he was
it
wearing
a full
the
dress
mask.
rehearsal.
And
Were you wearing the gloves?
Mm-hmm.
uh
Oh wait,
so-
no, I was not wearing
No,
the
I
gloves.
was about to say
I
you were not
wasn't.
wearing the gloves.
No, I wasn't.
So we had I don't even think we had the pictures in them yet. We had the frames sitting up on chairs. That was all we.
Oh, the pictures
we
were
could
in
do.
there.
The picture.
You got a
Were
bunch
they
of
in there?
pictures. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, we did have multiple
yeah.
pictures.
You
So
got it all.
pictures are sitting up there. We're going through the song, and then now I'll pass the story to you because I don't.
No, you gotta. That sounds weird if I say it. I mean,
Okay.
basically, at that point, I'm supposed to basically destroy the picture of Archie. Firstly, because it's the man in the red bow,
Mm-hmm.
and I put my fist through it, and it's glass, and it explodes.
I saw him wind up, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna pantomime punching it, and no, it was straight punch
Straight
through a full plate of glass, like through the picture frame.
It was cool.
And,
It was perfect.
Yeah, so we're
and just
playing the song.
exploded everywhere.
And we're just performing out. We're practicing it. We she's the only one watching because the band is playing, and we just hear this explosion of glass from the side stage, and it all kind of
And Zach was
registers.
like, "Yes!"
That's awesome. Did somebody
It's
get
like,
that?
did someone film it? No.
No
one
one
filmed it.
filmed it. We were even there with cameras, like rehearsing for that part too. Like we had, it just fell through the cracks, and just glass went everywhere, and
It exploded, and then they just kept going because they had to, right?
we had no
Like,
time. We were already
we had
running
to
so
keep
far
going.
behind,
But then,
and it was just so it's like,
It
Drew, are
was
you
like-
good? Are you
and
good?
he's just
And
like, he's bleeding. And he's like,
Like-
I'm fine.
like thumbs up with the bloody knuckles. That's
I
good.
didn't know I was bleeding until the very end of the song.
Yeah,
I
he
believe it
didn't
was-
stop. He just kept going.
I think
So
it might
I
have
was
been
like
Joe
on
who
the
was like,
floor.
"How's your hand, bud?" Or it might have been who? Oh no, it was Jillian. Jillian might have said it. He was just like, "How's your hand, bud?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I'm very bleedy.
I think
Yeah,
I
you-
immediately
you're a
just fell
bleeder.
over. Like, when it happened, I think I immediately just, like, fell on the floor laughing. Because it was just, like, it was so
It was so
ridiculous.
funny.
And it made such a mess. Like, it
It just-
exploded.
it
Oz
exploded.
was so.
Oz was,
think
they
they
were
were
like,
not
we're all
pleased.
just cracking up, and they're all like, this is a liability.
Yeah.
And they don't know that,
They don't
like,
know me,
that I'm like,
that
hey,
I
it's
do
my
this.
brother, it's okay, I ask him to hurt himself sometimes, this is no big deal.
It was
And
not
he's,
on
I know he'll
purpose.
be game. And then he just, yeah, so they were freaking out, and
They
put
weren't,
at ease.
They weren't freaking out, but
No,
they
no,
were
no.
just really not happy about
They,
the
well, they just
situation.
didn't know what they knew things were okay. They just didn't know how the reaction would be, what was gonna happen. Like it
Yeah.
was just like we have a bleeding actor on stage, that can go a lot of different ways.
It's just another day.
That wind up was so funny because it was just like I saw you wind up for real, and it was just like no, he's not gonna do that.
I was gonna do it from the very beginning. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna punch this thing right in the glass. I'm just gonna make it break. It'll be awesome. See what happens.
So we did not have glass in the actual performance, but
We did not.
it was
That was fun though.
it
Yeah,
was very funny.
Because of the
I did
audience.
the same thing though. I did the same.
Yeah,
I just punched the paper,
you punched right through it. Yeah,
the paper.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think.
and then I just threw Joe's picture off the thing, like pushed
I
her
love
off the cliff.
that.
That was pretty cool.
I love that part of the video. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out the live performance from 2019 because it's so epic.
That was a very good.
So good.
That was a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible.
It's a
I mean, so
really
much was
fun show.
happening.
It was
So
much.
many different actors doing so many different things. I mean, from
Mhm.
getting buried alive to coming out of the ground to shadows coming out of the ground, and oh man, that was insane. All done in
Yeah.
a show amount of time, which was crazy because
It's nuts.
Mal was like running back and
Mhm.
forth, and I was like, you know, I'd have my cues, and then everybody else would have their cues, and it was just like this crazy thing. And I was just staring at the script because she just handed me one that was kind of
Yeah.
like in big red, like you here. So I was like,
Yeah.
cool. Now I go.
Like we've been doing this in a garage for a
It's-
week.
Yeah.
Now let's bring it to the stage.
It was
that
a wild
just built.
transition.
It was awesome. That was a blast. So then taking that, for last year, where we did the whole thing acoustic in the room, the video that we released, it was way smaller. Like I remember we had to just kind of make the whole thing more intimate, because on stage with the big one with the full band, it was very huge, and then we're confined to a space and everything's quieter too. But you made that transition very well. That was
You talking about the music video?
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Totally.
doing it live for Oz versus doing
Right.
it for Festival of Ghouls, the stream, where we're just in this little room
Right.
and doing everything smaller. We sort of went backwards in a sense, in the
We
starting
did.
out huge and then having to be like, all right, how do we pull this off in a cool, intimate way? And
But it
that's
was
like the moments of you grabbing the camera and
Oh,
making
yeah,
it
yeah,
like, all right, we're just gonna get real intimate, and you're gonna feel like you're in the room and there with you,
Right.
and terrified.
It was kind of like I felt like in there, in my brain, I was thinking like I basically am in my semi-giant dining room,
Mm-hmm.
and I just basically woke up these weird musicians to freaking sing this song with me, because I'm feeling good about
I like that.
about being bad, and I'm just like, you guys get up, because I'm gonna sing this song in my dining room alone, because I'm crazy,
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
yeah, it
Pretty
was.
decent.
Well, that's how it came across. How did you? You were down to play the character before you really knew the whole story. What was your reaction to what happens to Harold?
Well,
Yeah.
It's anticlimactic, intentionally so. and
yeah,
I'll
but it's
ex-
kind
I'll
of like The
explain
Departed,
why,
like in The
but-
Departed when like you just think it's gonna come to something and then the elevator doors open. Spoiler alert! Boom!
Spoilers.
Pow!
Oh no! Pow!
I felt like that was kind of cool as a mob style movie though, because like a lot of times in that like mob movie, it's not like anybody gets the win.
Yeah.
It's more like everybody just kind of gets away with it or doesn't, and everybody goes to jail.
Sure.
And then somebody
And then
is like
it's
in
like-
witness protection and tells a story, and is like 40 years later, is like, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I felt like it was kind of fitting. The heart attack was funny considering Max is all like, I hope it's hereditary, and I was like, oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, there was a little bit of...
You know, so I was
Yes.
like, that's fun. That's fun to kind of like play off this like idea where it's, you know, who knows what he did to kill his mom, if he killed his mom.
I mean, she just died. I don't know. I think it was
I don't
weird
know.
timing,
It
but I
was
think
weird.
she's been sick for a bit. I don't know. Heart attacks
Sure,
happen
sure,
to
sure.
people.
Yeah.
So
But I thought that was kind of fun. I don't know, like, of course there's like a little bit of like, but at the same time, I mean, it's not, I thought it was fun.
yeah.
Like I say, I really feel like it was more like a mob style thing where just everybody's disappointed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I've
is
noticed
important.
that. Yeah, I've noticed the difference in people's reaction to that ending. Depends on the type of story they like. It's been polarizing, you could say.
Yeah,
there were
because
a lot
everybody
of
wants
people
this
who
weird
just
happy
didn't
ending
want-
stuff that's like not real.
Yeah, and that was the intention with it, because Archie and Josie are not particularly good people, and they are
tell you about
selfish. And I know I was going through. I was, you know, what you do in a certain age, quarter life ish. I don't know. There's a lot of idealism in saying goodbye to certain things, and these characters, I was like, they can't get their way the way they want it. These characters need to. I wrote "Here Comes Trouble," and then the big breakdown happened, and I kind of just saw in my head him having a heart attack, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." Yeah, that's how it needs to happen. Like, I hate that, and we don't get this satisfying like kill, and Archie and Josie don't get it. And that's where 6 Feet comes in, which will come in next week. Where the song is just their disappointment of just like, oh, I wanted to kill him, but he's dead, so they can't, and so it's, you know, they get what they wanted at the end, but not the way they wanted it, so now they're mad. And Harold too, he couldn't get away with it, but also in him, like, I feel like Harold, a heart attack is a disappointing warrior's death.
Oh, without a doubt.
And he's such a glamour, like going out in style. No, he's singing alone in his mother's flower shop.
Yes.
Like, nobody even saw it. And now
Yeah.
he's just like found dead by people who wanted to kill him.
Not even cool.
Like,
That's pretty awesome.
oh,
Pretty
it
awesome.
sucks.
I also kind of find it funny, and well, I wouldn't say funny. I would actually find it kind of interesting how I think that a lot of people who write movies and like concept albums and stuff have a tendency to try to paint themselves into a hero position, or at least sing about a hero that they're kind of like, this is me. But like,
It's not me, but this.
but it's not
this
me,
is me,
but it's me.
yeah.
And then they go through it, and then there's like this victorious thing, and they're like standing on the top of the skulls, and they're like, me. And I thought that was kind of cool how like in a way, you doing what you did made sure that Archie was separate as kind of 80% awesome and 20% weenie. You know what I'm saying? That you're like, oh
Sure.
man, he is kind of like babyish. He's a lot.
Well,
But
yeah,
he's also
and
really
I
cool.
mean, yeah, admittedly, some of that was myself coming to terms with like, things are not shaping up the way everything I expected would be.
Sure.
And things have turned out in a lot of ways the way I wanted, but not the way I thought I wanted them. So getting rid of that, some of that was like needing to express some of that through the character, and then go even further. I think Archie's much more of a shithead than Zach is, but you know, who wrote who?
I mean, every character is kind of fun, like, because you got like you know.
There, yeah,
Your character, who I kind of do see that storyline of like Archie, like here's kind of how I kind of envisioned it in a sense, which was really fun for me, is I envisioned Archie hating Joe. Like,
Oh, yeah.
when Joe shows up, I want to be star, and then like, and then Harold is all like, okay, sure, and then he kind of like gives her attention for a while. Archer's just like, oh, what in the world? What's the deal? We're supposed to be. He's supposed to be making me this thing, and then he was like, ugh. And then of course he gets whacked, kind of sort of. And then Joe's character seems to be like, yeah, see. And then it's like she gets whacked, and then it's like yeah, and it's like you guys don't even. Harold's like doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about nothing, right? And then like he's like on to the next so quick, and then the idea that he's just like
yeah, and the like the fact that Archie and Josie basically are doing the same thing. Like I'm using Harold. See. I interchange Archie with I all the time, so
that happened.
Whoopsie. Archie has he's using Harold to get his way and to climb the ranks, and so is Josie, where it's just like he's the key to get to this thing, and then they're both so mad when you do exactly the same thing and just use us, and it's just like what, but what,
right?
But I thought no, and then. We're gonna get him. Like, nope, you're not.
So
I'm gonna get.
Here's a question for you. You guys were like down to kill the old Harold man.
Yes.
You were thinking naughty thoughts. You were like,
big time.
You get his cane or his, like there was all that going on. Like things were gonna happen. And she, no. She's like, no, I'm not gonna. No. Still another psychopath. Anyways, and what was y'all's plan? When you came busting in, like, oh, let's get him. Oh,
You know what? I actually, it's a thing that we weren't able to do and haven't been able to do yet. But 6 feet.
I'm gonna drink this entire bottle of kombucha.
Do it.
Hey, man.
Thanks, babe.
Knock it out.
Tracy got that for me this afternoon, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I'm gonna drink this entire thing."
I actually said that.
It's pretty rock and roll.
I hear there's some alcohol in here. It's like 0.00001.
The tiniest amount.
Oh man.
They do make some with like 0.05 in
true.
it.
Oh,
It's
the
real
booch.
saucy.
The booch. I don't know. It's really
Good old
good.
booch.
Sorry, y'all.
It's crazy.
Anyway, you were saying?
You might have a buzz by the time you get done with that gallon.
You can drink more kombucha than you can water, I've heard.
Oh yeah.
I
know,
just heard him
heard it.
say it,
Yeah,
so I've
it's-
heard it.
yeah. Yeah. I had an idea for, or the idea for 6 feet is to be basically them showing up,
One of my
Archie
favorites, by
and
the way.
Josie showing up to this, to find his dead body, and where all they can do is bury him. They can't kill him, but the video is them imagining all the ways they wanted to kill him. So it's just visually just extremely cartoonishly graphic of all the ways they want to just destroy him, and kind of trading back and forth between that. So I don't know that they had one idea. It was like they were just going in there with like armed to the teeth, ready to just tear you to pieces. And
I love it. You just get, like,
And then
like the mask you won.
yeah,
when
just
they're
like just rolling in, and then you're like,
it's awesome.
what?
Dang it!
Dang it! And then it's like you both just go over and just start kicking his legs and kicking his body.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I do picture that too. Like, it's definitely they show up and they, before they bury and burn you, they're,
A couple swift kicks.
you're ugly by the time it
I'm
happens.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. But there's no bruising because all the blood's already on the bottom of me. You know what I mean?
That's true. You kick to the top and then it's fine. Little trick.
Morbid.
Answer says
Ooh.
he's petitioning to get you to do a dramatic reenactment of the entire album.
I love that. We got portions of phony just now, and it was awesome.
I would so hype it up too and just make you guys look so lame. And Harold looks so awesome. You'd all be rooting for Harold at the end.
Yeah.
You're like, who are those two lamos?
Man, Diamond Eye's really cool.
He's such a cool guy.
Man, No, I feel like
All the
honestly
charities.
it could go that way, like because all the characters are just shitty enough.
I mean,
which is a curiosity
I gave
for
y'all
you.
a chance.
Like,
I mean,
what
he
do
gave
you?
y'all a chance.
I know. What, like, if this was to, this happens in a short amount of time. Like, now that you've played Harold, you've seen some. Where would you like to see his character explored, or either during the happenings of the album, or if he doesn't die, or somehow gets away, or beforehand, like his origin story? There's a lot of gray area.
Give me some ideas for the next album. Here's my recorder.
With Harold? With Harold? All right, so
Let's soundtrack it.
okay, I was not prepared. I don't know, man. Dude. I have been asking a lot of questions because, of course, it's not up to me. I did not create this world, so I've asked you many a time, "Hey, dude, is Harold really dead? Hey, man, is Harold really dead?" Because there's a scene in, I think it's 6 Feet, in the 6 Feet video where like I'm kind of like place to place, and then all of a sudden I'm in the casket in the red light, right? There's still the smile.
Well, and some of this hasn't been. I mean, some people have seen it. Some people have not seen it.
Oh,
So
shoot,
I
am I
know.
like,
Well, I just gave away
Did I
a lot
ruin
of
everything?
Spoilers.
did I just ruin everything? I ruined
no.
everything.
No. Just without more details than that.
Okay, so anyway, I just figured. Okay, so it's interesting because this could go either way. Obviously, we could get you could get crazy, but how could you make it that somehow he's still around? And I have a crazy idea, but I don't know what I want to tell you. I think I'll tell you off screen.
I like that.
Because if I told you now, then everyone in the world would know. But what if we keep it a secret?
That's true. Yeah, and then somebody else would write it.
Exactly.
We can't have that.
No, but I think that there's ways it could be really weird.
I do like
And
that.
actually, it's really weird. You'll like it.
Anthro has a really weird idea too.
Hit it up, Anthro. What you say?
Still think the good doctor should come in and resurrect Harold.
You've said this before, and I
Yeah.
love that idea.
That is a great idea.
I love when people
That's
tie
fun.
their universes together, like
Yeah.
creatively.
Yeah, there's
It's a cool
there's a
idea.
lot of that throughout the first two albums, and a lot of it, some of it's very much planned out in world building way, but a lot of it just happens like that, where it's a suggestion or a random idea or a motif that sounds similar enough that it's like, they live in the world now. All right.
Yeah.
I remember
Here we are.
you and I was talking about that long ago, about that concept about Frankenstein style with Harold. Just like, wouldn't that be a fascinating concept? If
Did you come up with that too? Did you?
you and I both talked about that.
I believe
we've
that.
brainstormed so much about.
That was one of the concepts, because it was kind of like the idea was we didn't say that was the case. We said that, what did we say? It was like the idea was, it was that concept, and it was like if you were to oh man, I'm sorry. It's kind of I feel like it was something we talked about, but there was some other element to it. But we'll think about it.
Well, there was so much brainstorming that always happened. I'd get to work, and this still happens. Get to work, and it'd be like, yeah, how's the album going? What's the story happening so far? It's like, here's some developments. And a lot of it, the brainstorm, much of the story happened from me brainstorming it and just telling you guys about it, and then you guys either being there for me to talk through, or like, hey, what about this idea? Or like, hey, I got two ideas. Which is better? What's the... like I said a couple weeks ago when Jordy was on, who played Max Rudolph, that Welcome to the Joint was already written. It was going to be somewhere in the middle of the whole story, and you were the one...
I was like, I want to have some kind of. I can't remember if I had as much wanted to have a narrator. I knew that it was going to be like old radio drama style, and kind of a noir style thing. The basic, that much at least, and then we were talking about Harold, and you're like, what if he's kind of like the one who comes into it? You were the one who sort of suggested, not Harold, Max, to be sort of like the narrator for it.
Right, because didn't I reference...
Which was huge, which ended up being so much of the story, was just us like brainstorming at work to have Max be the voice of the audience in a sense that brings you into this world.
And I think that during that exact conversation, I had just seen Warriors. I think.
Well,
or was that not part of that conversation? That might have been later.
It might have been later, because I mean, there are a lot of shows that do. I did want to have sort of the radio DJs that are not the segments that happen. They know too much about the story to be real radio DJs. So it is kind of that like breaking the fourth wall. It's a little bit of a like the narrator for Warriors. It's or the MC in the live cabaret where he's sort of like playing that in between,
like extra
or like like Clopin for Hunchback of Notre Dame, where it's sort of like weaving in and out of the story, but is also omniscient. So that those were elements of the radio snippets, and then Max coming in as like being the sort of naive one who wanted to know more.
But he already was pretty deep into it. Like he had already done his research, which was so cool because it was definitely more like a detective style, not detective, but an actual
like
reporter, sleuthy, trying to get a story. You know,
he was a sleuthy boy.
Just a little sleuthy boy.
And he delved into it, man.
Some would say too deep. Some could say,
but no, that was pretty sweet. I like that. I love that one. That whole that freaking over there at the jazz bar. That was such a cool. That was a cool one.
So fun.
That was one of the only ones I was not in. We brought y'all pizza.
You saved the day.
You know, you did
you
save
and
the day.
Trace,
You fed us.
Tracy and I brought y'all pizza.
That's all.
Yeah.
Like, Drew and Trace saved the day because I don't think any of us planned on food. And then, like, we always had just dropped the ball when it came to planning for food. And then you guys were just like, we're just going to bring a bunch of pizza.
Yeah.
It was like, that's
it was awesome.
great.
And, like,
yeah.
True was selling us drinks the whole time, so it
Yeah.
was like we got to get these people fed.
Oh, no kidding.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
man.
But
It was
everybody looked
wonderful.
so good in that show.
They looked
Like when
so
I walked
good.
in there, it was so fun to walk in there, and I knew everybody practically.
Yeah.
Like I knew a whole bunch of people, and I was just like, y'all. you
Well,
guys
and I don't
tore
know,
it up.
I don't remember what you were doing because you mentioned how you weren't in it, but I don't remember what you were doing that day because you were definitely invited to be a part of it.
I honestly think it was just one of those days that I just didn't want to do anything. You know, sometimes you just don't care. I was just like, let's give them pizzas because I don't want to have to dress up. I don't want to have to sit there.
I know
doing
what
that.
this entails. This is 18 hours.
This involves me running backwards and then hopping on a tandem bicycle. I've done it already.
I just did it. I need a break. I'll do the next one.
Well, then that being said,
Cast me as a main character.
that being
Then
said,
I will
there
show up.
There have been many a nights that I have opted out of the videos and shoots you guys do, where you guys stay up for like 40 days, you know, and you just disappear for a while, and then all of a sudden you have this awesome stuff. And I have definitely on a lot of those just been like, I work really hard. No, I just don't feel like it. No, not today. Thank you. But no,
you run
that's
a
fun.
business. You're a little busy.
But
so.
that Rudy's was so good, and of course all of them were good. And Max Rudolph is a great character. He did a good job.
I agree. I'm curious to see where this goes. I can't. I mean, as shows start opening up and where we have new material that we're working on as well, but this started as a live production that we want to do live again and do it in its entirety. So if you feel like it, you're invited back whenever whenever it's an open invitation for
invitation.
Harold. Whenever Harold's
I'll
back
do
around.
Harold.
So
I'll be Harold.
Yay.
Yeah.
Harold's a pretty fun character, especially considering like I don't know. It's very easy. It's very easy to be ridiculous.
Well, now you've tapped into it, so it's like he's got his hooks in you now.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes my
it was-
left eye goes foggy.
Yeah.
That's why
I wore that mask so
started
long. It has this nice
happening.
little sharp ring around it.
Uh-huh.
I wore that mask so long
And we
that
can
one time.
fix that.
Nah,
I like it. I like it.
This is the
You
first time hearing about that
This is-
bothering you.
No, it doesn't bother me.
Totally
I like
fix that.
you know,
See,
I like to suffer.
if you weren't a brother, any other actor would be like, "There's this little thing. It's
This
like digging into my
hurts.
eye." Complain like a real baby.
I kind of figure it's a literal diamond in my eyeball. I probably have some discomfort, and I just deal with it because I'm cool. I'm Harold.
You're like, make it sharp. I
Make it
want to
use-
believe myself.
It's gonna
Exactly.
inform the character.
how I lost it. You all don't remember, but I remember.
Do you have a story, like, in your head? I'm not asking you to share it, but do you actually have a story
Yes.
of how you lost it?
Yes.
Will you ever share it? Or is that just for you?
It's messed up. It's good
I'm
and
so
messed
curious.
up.
It should be.
Because it's also runs on the heels of "Is he dead?"
Oh, okay.
So this is a conversation for when the cameras go off.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Secrets.
We've been going for about
I was
2
about
hours.
to say, we're almost in the
We're
2
almost
hour
in the
mark.
2 hours, so I think
Which
I
keeps
think
happening. I think this is just a good
a good
interview
problem to
time length
have.
at this
That's
point.
I know it's fantastic.
I see some humans still here. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, the
I
entire
think
Ferrin family
your brother
is still
stabbed
watching.
it out with a pitchfork. That's fantastic.
That's a family reference
That's
right
a
there.
family
Is it?
throwback right
Actually, it
there.
is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, there might have been something to that. It was familial. Harold is nothing like that family member. I wouldn't dream of saying that. It's not true, but
But that
I'm
family
familiar
member does
with
have
missing
one eye.
eyes.
Look at all these question marks.
So curious. Oh, Kirsty
Oh, no,
also
that's Kirsty.
popped in. Kirsty!
What's up? Kiddo.
Well, I don't know if you just said hi or if you've been here for a minute, but we're about to go.
I said hi to her via.
Right, if she was
The keys.
lurking.
You guys
or
were
if she
deep
was
in a
really doing it.
story I didn't want to know.
Guys, I think it's about time we wrap it up. But Andrew,
If we
man,
must.
this has been
This
awesome.
is lovely. Thanks
And,
for being here.
Of course.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
I mean, if anybody's got any final questions, please toss them in.
Ask him.
before
I
we-
promise I'll answer it.
Before we
Ask
Whoa.
one question. I promise I'll answer it. Go. One. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Whoa, 10 seconds, one answer, question anything. Come on.
Too late.
Ooh.
Too late. Well, that was fun.
Count in a longer language.
No, we're good. They're too slow.
No.
There's a delay.
Uh-oh. That's not a question.
All right.
Well,
That's fine.
I guess they've heard enough. I guess they're not
Thanks,
ready
y'all.
to hear more.
We'll keep it up.
No, if people have questions that come up for any of the folks involved with this project or about this project, of course you can go to the Discord. There is the Darren says, what kind of question? My one question
that's
is what
one
kind of
question.
question?
You did that so you could stall.
Darren, you
I know how
dirty
stalling
Daniel.
works.
Oh, how to enter for the glasses again. That's a good idea. Thank you.
There we
Dustin.
are.
Yes.
That's a good one. And I'll tell
That
you
is a
right
good
now.
On
Ida?
it.
It is.
On it. Thank
That's
you.
gonna pop
Andrew.
up. Yeah, so just $5 to our Venmo, and then we will do the drawing next week to find out who wins. For every $5 that you send to us, you get entered once.
Ooh, what is your
So-
favorite color? Is this Harold or me? Doesn't matter. It's both the same. Green.
Green.
The color of cash.
Cash money and Ninja
And Ninja
Turtles. Thank you, everyone,
Awesome.
so very much. Thank you, Andrew, for being here.
Thanks for
I
having
really
me.
Thanks
appreciate
so
the
much
hell
for
out of it.
being here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
And-
for doing Harold. and just being
No
great.
problem. That's fun.
I'm
A
excited
lot of
for the
fun.
next time we can do it, or the next venture. The next time we need a strong bearded brute.
Thanks.
The Brutus to my
Straight
Popeye. All right. Thank you, everyone.
And on that note,
Good night.
I've got a message for the man who wears a red bow. I wrote it with some ink that matches, yeah. And now I wanted you to know your thoughts and interests was something close to cute. But I remember very well my interest made your desire.